Well, everybody, I just got my rifle delivered from FedEx from Ruger and Carolina. So it's not the same box I sent it into, but let's see if they fix the problems that I had before initially, that the magazine would wiggle, the 10 round and the 15 round, and the bolt had slop in it. It would wiggle around and will be all over the place when I'm trying to shoot 50 yards. It didn't do very good until I adjusted it and shot it. So let's see here. According to the phone call I had from Ruger, they had this gun for only about a day and they fixed it. And what happened was customer service called me and said that the technician looked at it, shot it 60 times after he put a new bolt assembly in it. And that's what was wrong with it. And they also stated that the magazine issue is that the 15 round magazine has to wiggle a little bit in the rifle, but the 10 round should not. So let's see here. Okay. And it looks like I got my new bolt assembly right here in the box, just like it comes from when you buy it brand new from the gun shop. Ooh, that bolt's nice and stiff. All right, real test here. Okay, it's cocked. It's on safe. Let me put it on fire. This is the test. Holy cow, no bolt movement. All right, let's check the back here. That bolt is nice and stiff. No wiggle here. That is all tight in there. Coming back and going over the same place. Man, now that's where it's at. So let me get the scope on here and take some shots with the CCI standard velocity at 50 yards, guys. I forgot to show you the magazines here, whether they wiggle or not. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and close the bolt, stick the 10 rounder in. Make sure I stick it in the right way. Okay, there we go. Not as bad. Definitely not as bad as the first time. First gun I got. All right. Because the Ruger customer service told me that the 15 round should be a little bit more loose than the 10 round, which it is. So that's right. And this is definitely a lot tighter than before. Now you probably also noticed here that I have the thread protector off the end of the barrel, because I found out during shooting this that it seems to like it better with it off. And also I got some CCI standard velocity. Gonna load up some here in the magazine. I got a camera rolling down at 50 yards on a target there. The one leaf camera. See how well that does. All right. I'm gonna shoot 5. Go ahead and spit out that first round, because that's what causes the first round flyer. All right, I got the camera rolling down there. 5 shots, let's see here. What the heck was that? I'm gonna take one more. Yep. Oh man, are you kidding me? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and load up some more. Well, I already see the issue, believe it or not. I was watching the bolt, guys, as I was loading it in, and the bolt back here in the back is not centered every time when the bullet goes in the chamber here. Now it's wanting to just barely tilt. Not as bad as the first bolt, but it's not straight. So to fix that, I'm pulling the lever up just a hair, and that'll straighten it out. And this next 5-shot group should be tighter. So I'm gonna hold where that one shot was really low down there. Shoot 5 more. Okay, lifted the handle up again. Ooh, same hole. Yeah, the bolt is moving again in the back here. There we go. Moving the bolt up. That's better. Wow, that's a night and day difference. Lifting that bolt up just a little bit. Again, they just put a new bolt assembly in here and called it good, and that is not, it's not right, guys. Unfortunately, I can't believe that I caught this again for the second time. They still didn't fix the problem. So I'm just not gonna send it back to them after this, because obviously they didn't see it when I specifically wrote down on the return label and the return sheet exactly what was happening, and in paragraphs describing everything, and they still could not fix this issue. So I guess I'll just live with this bolt being a little bit wobbly in the back. It's not as bad as the first bolt, because the first bolt was just really undersized, but this second one is just a hair undersized and it's shifting. So I'm going to get the camera back here and show you exactly what I'm talking about. So just like in the first video, I shared with you guys how the orientation of the bolt mattered. Make sure it's unloaded. See, it's moving. There you go. See it popping out there? It's not straight in the channel again. It's dropping. And like I said, I noticed this while I was shooting, and downrange, obviously, the second 5-shot group, it made a world of a difference. Okay, so here is that target. As you can see, the first 5 shots here, and then I had one crazy flyer down there. Don't know what that was about, but you could see a significant difference in the second group. About a 1/2 inch group, and even in this 20-mile-an-hour wind that I was shooting in, that's still really good. I wasn't worried about hitting the target. I was just worried about the groupings, because again, I know this rifle, sending it into Ruger, and they still didn't fix the problem fully, especially the bolt. They just put a new bolt in there. So again, that group, the last group that I shot, with lifting the bolt handle up can be covered by a nickel, easy. So just shy of about a ½ inch or so, I think, off the top of my head. And with that said, again, the bolt did not want to line up perfectly every time. It still had a little wiggle back here. So, you know, I have to lift the bolt handle up just a hair just to straighten it out. And that's what a lot of people don't understand about me is, this is what I do for a living. I don't just shoot. I am a mechanical engineer, so I have to fix problems, especially in my field, in automation. But that, you know, again, all the stuff that I know mechanical wise portrays over into anything that is mechanical that moves or springs or whatever. You know, if it's mechanical, I'll pretty much be able to figure it out, as I have in past videos. A lot of you probably wonder that, how'd I do this or how'd I do that, or, you know, why I do it this way, or, you know, because most of the time it's a mechanical issue, like I state in past videos. And if you could figure it out, like I have, then you see why I can do what I can do. And that's just, again, I can't believe Ruger not seeing this. And again, they said they shot 60 shots, but what were they doing? I don't understand. They didn't tell me exactly what they did. They just said they shot 60 shots through a new bolt. That doesn't really mean anything now. That's how I feel about it, really. I mean, as much time as I spent trying to figure this rifle out, and it's still almost the same way. I mean, I have to give them a little bit of effort for trying to fix it, but at the same time, it's not fully fixed. It's, you know, it's not. So I'm going to show you and Ruger how to fix this. So this bolt was definitely not the one that they shot 60 shots through, because if I only shot 10 shots through it and it's doing this now, moving, and in the back, I'm going to show you how to fix that. So I'm going to take the bolt out and get it on the table here and show you exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, so here's the bolt, and you can see they cut a slot out dead center for the spring there, and there's a machine mark. Yours may or may not have this, but you can go off the center of that slot and use a straight edge and get it as close as possible center to that dot, and really pin it down with your hands and take an awl. Now you probably could put this in a vise and do all this, but I'm just showing you the way I'm going to do it, and mark it up and get you a straight line across, up and down, and then you can straight line the face here, the back face. So once I get it back in the gun, I'm going to mark the face to the back end of the receiver. Okay, you could tell that it is tilted to the right, so I'm going to barely lift up the bolt, and there it is right there, it's centered. I'm going to take my scribe and get it marked really good, so then eventually I can paint it. But that'll be my indicator, because the firing pin is at the 12 o'clock position on the bolt itself. But when the bolt is crooked in here like that, and it turns it to the right more, it is more of like a 1 o'clock. And that'll make sure that your gun is very consistent downrange. Now you need to find something that is a spacer for the difference in the bolt and the chassis, so that the back of the bolt is always lined up every time. As you can see there, my scribe marks are dead center of the rifle itself. So I found a zip tie that has a head here big enough that I'm going to super glue to the chassis and trim the rest of it off, the tail. And that should fix my problem, so the bolt is in the same position every time, instead of being too far over. Anyways, I hope you got something from this video. You know, it is what it is. So thanks again for watching. Hope to see you guys on the next one.